Good morning and welcome to Erica's VIP Crafters group. This is a group of crafters alike, those that like to simply sit back and relax and watch, such as Barbara. Good morning, Barbara. She often likes to sit and relax with a coffee. Other times she may craft, and that's the way it is with a lot of the people that join this group. In my business page, From Me to You Paper Crafts, that's where I post a sketch for every Monday morning so that you can prepare your materials if you want to craft along. So today's sketch is a very simple card, and I'm going to keep it fairly simple just to show those that are beginner crafters how easy it is to put a card together. You basically need some stamps, ink, and paper. And then you can make a pretty simple card. Now, when you think of the cost of a card these days, you can make cards fairly inexpensively once you have some basic materials. And plus, you get the enjoyment of creating, working with colors and textures, and it's lots of fun. So we're going to get started. Now I wanted to show you a couple of things. Number one is I'm going to use these punches. These are retiring punches. We have a 2 1/4 inch circle, a 2-inch circle, and a 1.5 inch circle here. And these are retiring. So they are on the retiring list. I'm not sure. They may even be on sale. But although I use my circles framelets a lot, I think most of you have seen how much I use them. They require the cut and emboss machine. Now, you may not always want to drag out your cut and emboss machine. You may just want to quickly punch out some circles, because their circles are used often when you're doing greetings on your cards. So I wanted to also point out there are some other dies that are going on sale, that are retiring, I should say. These have been the most popular dies Stampin' Up! I think ever came out with. These are stitch dies. There's a set of circles, squares, and ovals, and these are retiring. Okay, and then we have two other collections. We have the oval collection and the squares collection. These two are also retiring. And these are, to me, a basic crafting tool. I'm a little upset that they're retiring, but I think so many people did purchase them that Stampin' Up! Is moving on and providing you with other dies that you can use. The circles, however, are staying. Okay, the circles collections are staying. I think they're the ones that are used the most, to be honest. But punches are quick and easy, and punches are often used when people make what's called punch art. So they could be creating all kinds of different, mostly animals, you know, penguins and, oh, I don't know, any number of animals people use circle punches for. You can just go to Pinterest and you can actually search for punched art, and you'll see all kinds of ideas, and you'll see the use of a lot of circle punches. So I'm going to use these today. This is a 2 3/8 inch, but I'm going to use my 1.5 inch, or even, I think I'm going to start with the 2 inch, and then I'll layer it with the 2 1/4 inch. Because what I want to do on here, I decided to use a sunflower theme today. This beautiful stamp set and set of dies is carrying over into the new annual catalog, and I'm happy about that because I just love sunflowers, and this makes an incredible sunflower. And there's a set of dies that goes with it too. So you can cut out this gorgeous butterfly and put it on your card on its own, or you can layer it on some designer series paper or layer it on top of the stamped image. There's some leaves. There's a smaller sunflower cut out, which we're going to use today. And then there's the center of the sunflower, which is fun to do as well because it's got a bit of embossing on it. So this is a beautiful set. If you know anybody who loves sunflowers, then to make them a birthday card with sunflowers would be just the perfect thing to do. Okay. And I'm also using this beautiful Flowers for Every Season. They came out with this collection of designer series papers when they brought out the in colors last year. The in colors of Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. Those were the new in colors. And when this new annual catalog goes live May 3rd, we'll have another set of in colors. So they always carry a set of 10 in colors every year, and then they rotate every 2 years. One set retires and a new set comes in. That's kind of how that works. But anyway, in this paper is this gorgeous sunflower paper. And this uses, like I said, all the in colors. So this is the Just Jade color. I love this color. And, well, there's not very many colors I don't like. I like all colors. So I'm just going to pull in my little scoreboard here. I'm going to just put some wax paper on here, and then I'm going to score this. I'm going to make a 4 1/4 by 11 inch card. So I'm scoring this at 5 1/2. There we go. Oh, good morning, Jill. Welcome. It's been a while. Okay, so let's get out my bone folder and give this a bit of a burnish here. Now, don't do what I do, but I think I pushed way too hard with my stylus, and I've kind of ripped my paper a little bit. Don't do that. I pressed way too hard. I don't normally do that, but anyway. All right, so in our sketch, we have our card base. So I'm going to use this beautiful Just Jade card base. And then we have a piece that's 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Now, you can layer this up as much as you want. I mean, you could have done 4 by 5 1/4. This could be one of these other coordinating colors, maybe Whisper White or a Daffodil Delight color. And then you could add a piece of DSP, and you always go down 1/8. So if you were to do another layer on here, this is 4 by 5 1/4. Your next layer would be 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, you go down 1/4. Then they've also got this piece running across here, which is 3/4 inch by 4 1/4. And I thought I would use a coordinating piece. I'm going to trim a piece off here and add that across there. I think that would be really nice and bright. Or you could do ribbon. So if you choose to do ribbon, you want to wrap the ribbon before you stick this piece onto the cardstock. I may even change my mind because we have this beautiful bumblebee gingham ribbon. This is a beautiful ribbon. Check that out. It's gorgeous. So who knows? I may change my mind, or I might use both. You never know with a card sketch. You can kind of keep designing and do what you want. And then this is just a single circle, but I'm going to layer this circle in the middle. Now, for my center focal point, I've decided to use this beautiful smaller sunflower. It's got some little leaves on it. And I think, if I remember correctly, I already stamped it out. Well, I thought I stamped it out just to let the ink dry a little bit. Oh, here it is over here. Yeah, so I've stamped this out to let it dry a bit. Memento does dry pretty quick, but I like to really make sure. Okay, so I'm going to start coloring. I'm going to use, this is Daffodil Delight, I believe. Yes, light Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to come in probably with a darker color. We've got this Mango Melody here, which will be pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to color my sunflower. So who's decided to craft this morning? Unfortunately, my dear friend Carol could not join us. She is actually heading up with her husband to visit his parents who are in a retirement home, and they live in Washington State. And they're starting to open things up because many people, my friend included, has been vaccinated already. So they get to do their very first in-person visit in well over a year. So that's pretty exciting, I think. Whether they'll actually do hugs, I don't know. Maybe they'll still be keeping their distance. All right, so there's my basic yellow, and I'm going to pull in this darker dark mango melody. And I'm just going to go over some of these lines. These really help you with your coloring when they put these little sketch marks in there. because it helps you be an artist in knowing where to do your shading. So you could do as little or as much as you want. So these little sketch marks certainly help make your job easier and faster. Okay, so you just add a bit of dark color and then it adds a bit of dimension on your flower. Okay, now the center flower, I'm going to color this right in and then I'm going to add another color on top of it. Okay, and I'm going to pull in, this color is light soft suede, and I'm just going to do that on the outside edge here, just to give it a bit of dimension. I might do a little bit on this inside piece here. And I might just add a bit of, let's see, I'm gonna add a bit of gray in here, just in those center pieces. There we go. Okay, so we just have to do the leaves now. So I'm pulling in our, we do have Just Jade, no, that's Shaded Spruce, sorry. Where's my Just Jade blends? Here they are. So let's just put all these yellows away. And here's our Just Jade. So again, I'm going to start with the light. Whenever I color, I always start with the light, then come in with the dark. Some people start with the dark and then do the light. Just depends what your preference is, what you think makes sense to you. And if you don't know, then just do what I do, or do what someone else does. Okay. So now I'm going to bring in the dark. Oh my goodness, I am getting very warm. I'm wearing a cashmere sweater today. I was cold this morning and now I'm really heating up here. All right, now I'm going to be die cutting this. I'm going to bring in the mini Stampin' Cut machine over and I'm going to cut this out. Now the other thing I want to do is, because I'm making a centerpiece, so I've got some scrap Just Jade. So what I'm going to do is get out my Just Jade ink, and I'm going to stamp a flower, or not a flower, sorry, a leaf. I'm going to do one of these leaves, and then I'm going to cut out two of this outlined leaf. This is a really pretty leaf. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out like this. Okay, is that all I want to do, I think, for now? Let's just see. Now, while I have, no, I will wait for that. Okay, let's cut these out and then see where we're at. So I'm going to pull in, let's just pile these punches up here, set them aside. And let's pull in my mini machine here. I love this machine because I can bring it right to my desk. And I think I've told you this before, but 90% of our dies will go through this. So if money is tight and you can't afford the bigger machine, then this will work. We also have some narrow embossing folders too. All right, so I have my base plate on, which is number 1, and I have a number 2, and then I'll be using a number 2, okay? So let's put this on here. And now I like to use, I know I've given you this tip before, I like to use these plastic Post-it notes, flags. They're called flags, I think, just to hold it down on here. And you can reuse these over and over and over again. So I'm going to cut this leaf out. Am I in the camera? I'm going to cut this one out, and then I'm going to do 2 of these. Okay, so I'm going to put this top plate on, and then I'm going to run it through. Okay, so here is this leaf, and look how it falls out so easily. Stampin' Up! Has redesigned, or re-engineered, I guess is the word, their dies, and so they cut beautifully now, especially the intricate dies. All the pieces just fall right out. So see, I like this flag because this part isn't sticky and you can lift it up really easily. So there's one of my leaves, and I'm going to do another one actually, not this one, this one. Let's do another one of these and throw this through the machine. Look, everything just falls out beautifully. Okay, and then the last thing I need to cut out is this. Now, the only thing is that this is a narrow, you see, this is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 1/4 the width. And it is a little too wide, and so you need to trim down your paper in order to get it through. Or I'm just going to rip this in this case, because I can use the rest of the paper for something else. So I'm just going to rip that off and then attach my die. Here we go. And then put my little tape flag back on. And then grab my other plate. Now, one thing about this little machine is that if you stack your plates up evenly, you know, edge to edge, it's a little difficult to push it through the machine. So what I've worked out, and a lot of other demonstrators, is you're just going to offset the top plate a little bit, sort of almost to make it a stared look, and then it'll run through very easily. Okay, so there is our sunflower. And these tape flags, they stick well, but they do not pull up your paper, which is great. So there's your little sunflower. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so let's get this machine out of the way. And let's pull back all of our pieces. So we've got 2 of these leaves. And we have 1 of these leaves. And there's our dies. I can just poke that out. There we go. All right, so we've got our little pieces ready to go. So let's bring back our card and start putting it together. So here's my card base. Oh, good morning, Tanya. Nice for you to visit. All right, so here's our card base. Now I need to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So let me pull in my trimmer. I hope everybody had a good Easter. Ours was pretty low key. We were going to have our daughter for dinner, and then because she's met a new man, we decided not to. Okay, I'm going 4 by 5 1/4. So we felt really bad. So we sent her some money so that she could order her favorite Thai food. So 4 by 5 1/4. All right, we did go over though and drop an Easter basket outside her apartment door. That's the first Easter we haven't been together. It's really sad. But it is what it is until we're vaccinated. Okay, so I'm going to, you know what? I did the wrong piece. I'm a silly girl. I did the wrong piece. So this piece, now that I've trimmed it down, is going to be the piece that's going to go across like this. See, I can't talk and not concentrate. So this is the piece that needs to be cut down 4 by 5 1/4. Yes, when I tell stories, I muck up. Okay, now this strip, because it's got the beautiful sunflowers on it, I'm going to use that on the inside of my card. So whenever you're trimming your designer series paper, remember about designing the inside of your card. So here I have a piece of Whisper White. This should be cut down. No, this is the wrong piece. I've already cut down a piece of Whisper White. That is 4 by 5 1/4. That's the size that you need for the inside. And so what I'll probably do is just put this on the bottom like that. And then you can put your greeting or you can handwrite your sentiment inside. So I never throw out any of these strips. Okay, if I had blue in this, which I don't, but you see I could put this strip on top or put it down the side. So keep your little strips. They're really, really handy. All right, so I think I can, now this is the point where I want to decide, am I using this strip or should I use ribbon? I think I'm going to use the strip. I quite like it. It's kind of a basket weave. Okay, so then I don't have to worry. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get out my tape runner. Oh, I'm out. So I'm going to grab another one and just show you how this works. Might as well while I'm at it. These are our new adhesives. We do no longer, Stampin' Up! No longer does the Tombow brand. They have developed their own. It's called Stampin' Seal. So this is the Stampin' Seal regular adhesive. This is the Stampin' Seal Plus. So this plus one is what they use to replace the fast fuse. I don't know if you guys remember, we used to have this fast fuse. A lot of people had trouble using this at the time, and I was one of those. And then I figured out, you know, the best way to use it. And now I still love it. And I have quite a few refills for this, so I do use this on some of my own projects. But this is our Stampin' Seal Plus. And the improvement to this is that the strip of adhesive is made up of tiny little columns, I guess you could say. So when you run it and then you pull it off, it breaks at one of the columns. I don't know what else to say, or strip. So it's made up of these tiny minuscule strips all along the paper. All right, so this is our regular. So when it runs out, you can just take the top off, pop this out. Unfortunately, these are not recyclable. And then this is my new one, and it comes in these really nice pockets. So what you could do is keep the pocket to store something in. So you rip off, I'm sure you're familiar with these Ziploc pockets. I didn't cut enough off the top there. I don't keep these pockets because I end up collecting quite a few, so I really don't care how much. As a matter of fact, sometimes I just cut off the whole thing. I'm not going to keep the pocket anyway. So let's just rip it right off. All right. Okay. So let's pull back Now, what I do is where the end where the tape comes out, I just take my fingers and I pull off any additional bits that are there just to clean it up a bit. Sometimes some globs of glue attached there. And I just pull those off. And then good luck getting them off your fingers. Okay, and now I can, so you want to remember that the Stampin' Seal words, they go at the bottom. Okay, and then there's these two little posts in here. And you're going to pop them in. There you go. They just lie right in there. And then you can put your, and it just snaps closed. So pretty simple. And what I advise is to get yourself one of these silicone mats if you don't have one, because then you don't have to worry about mucking up your paper here with glue. And trust me, this is really sticky glue. Now, to get this going, you can also run it along the mat and it gets it going, which is great. Okay, and I just pull, I don't pull up and back, I just go across and I go fairly slowly, then I pull it back like that and then push. So, and you don't have to press hard at all because the glue right away attaches to the paper. As soon as you touch that tip down, it sticks, and then you just pull gently. Don't press down hard. There you go. So again, I did struggle with this when I first got it, and after a bit of practice, I figured it out, and it works well. All right, so we're going to stick this down to our card base like so. Look at those sunflowers, they're so bright and cheery. Okay, and then I have this strip I'm going to put across like that. So let's put some more glue on here. So I'm just going to center that without measuring. Okay. Now, what I will do is I'm going to build up this circle now. So let's see. This needs to go on maybe a larger circle here, but I could layer that. Let's decide. Yeah, I think I'm going to punch this out maybe with, now what you could do is use your coordinating designer series paper. This punch pieces don't have to be always out of cardstock. I'm just putting my thinking cap on here. I might want to bring in this I didn't bring that paper over. I might bring in this, what the heck is this called? Oh, cinnamon cider. Let me just grab my cinnamon cider. If you haven't seen this before, this is how I store all of my paper scraps, and then they're in the same slot as my cardstock. So I use these are sheet protectors, and then I just cut off the holes that are on the sides, because otherwise they don't fit in my card slots. Yeah, so let's cut out the largest circle here, the 2 1/4 inch circle, and then let's cut out, of course it looks good just on one. I'm thinking maybe I will do this. No, I don't like that on that. Well, I kind of just like it on there. What do you think? I might put this on dimensionals. Okay, yeah, see how as you're designing, you change your mind. And that's the fun of it. So let's just pop this up on dimensionals here. Oh, before I take off the backings, I want to arrange. So I'm going to put this on here like that. And then I'm going to be gluing these pieces on here. So where's my other leaf here? I might put that in the center like that, and then I might put this on like that. What do you think? I think that looks okay. Okay, so what I can do with these, I don't want to get glue everywhere. I'm going to actually use a glue dot. And I'm going to put, again, this is where the silicone mat comes in handy. I'm going to put a little glue dot there. And I'm going to stick this on the card like that. And then I will take another glue dot and stick it on this one. Now, I think I've told you this before as well. When you do your die cuts, there is definitely a right and a wrong side. The right side, if you look really carefully, they're kind of rounded edges, where the wrong side, they're rough, okay? So there's two sides to your die cuts. One like that, and then we will put another one. Sometimes, if it's convenient, you can actually take your die cut and just stick it right on the dot on the roll and pull it off. Okay, so there's our circle built up. And I've got a little tape on the back of my card I'll have to get off. And then we've got our sunflower for the middle. Thanks, Tanya. And I think I'll rotate these sleeves and maybe put them, let me think, maybe right here. Okay, there's your focal point. Now, I don't think I'm going to put this on dimensionals because I don't want these kind of up in the air, just in case they get caught on something. So I'm just going to bring out my Tombow glue and then decide where I'm going to position this. Kind of like it like that. I don't want this to get caught up on the side of the card, so I think I will put it right here. And a finishing touch. Can you guess what my finishing touch is? I'll bet you Tanya will know. Oh, good morning, Sue. Sue is watching. Come on, ladies. What's my finishing touch? I'll wait for my live to catch up because there is a bit of a delay. Oh, thanks. So yeah, it's nice and cheery, and it's sunshine outside. This would have been a good card for a dull day, but it's sunny outside. Wink of Stella, Barbara, you're the winner. Wink of Stella. You got that right. I'm going to put a bit of Wink of Stella right in the center of this flower. Just adds a little something extra. There you go. And because it's got a busy background, I don't think I need any rhinestones or any pearls or anything like that. I think the card is beautiful just the way it is. So I hope you enjoyed today's card sketch. It's a simple one. So if you go back to my business page, From Me to You Paper Crafts, you'll see a photo of the sketch. And remember, you can make a card and then post it in the comments in this feed in the Erica's VIP Crafters group. And then next Monday, I'm going to do my draw from the last 3 months. I'm kind of behind, but people got busy and didn't have a chance to do their cards. So I've given you ample time to submit a sample of a card that you've made, and then I will draw. I've got 2 draws to do, or I should actually do 3 draws for the 3 months. So if you submit a card, you could be a lucky winner. Thank you, Barbara. So nice to join up with you guys again. And I will be going live on Thursday night again for another project. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet, but join me Thursday night at 8 p.m. We'll see you then. Thank you so much, ladies, for popping by. Bye for now.